Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Straight Fire Picks. Best bets for NBA on Wednesday, December 1st, 2021. My name is Steve. We're going to have 5 picks here for you today. I think are great value bets for this Wednesday NBA slate. As always, just want to thank you all for your continued support in the channel. If you are new to the channel here today, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers here by the end of the week, guys. It is around the corner. We're at 9:15 now. I can't do it without you, so be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, if you're a returning viewer, also please consider hitting that like button. It really helps us grow the video. Also, be sure to check out our community Discord page. It's a great place to connect with our community. I'll have a link in the comment section and in the description to that where you can check that out. Also, be sure to place your favorite pick down below in the comment section. If you'd like it included in our comment capper section, just be sure to put a star or an asterisk next to your pick, and we'll include it in the video if it hits. Okay, guys, without further ado, let's get right into the results from the previous episode. So, we went 2-2. Honestly, it was a night where we got really unlucky, too. So, I really actually didn't mind going 2-2 at all, considering how unlucky we got. Ja Morant got injured in the first quarter there on our PRA bet on him. So, there's just nothing you can do about that. That's just something you can never see coming. And, he went down, so we didn't cash on him. And then Zach LaVine had, 30 PRAs. We had his over 34.5 PRAs. He had 30 PRAs with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. And because the game got so far out of hand, he didn't come back in. Typically he'd come back in around the 10-minute mark of the fourth. And he never came back. So what can he do? Those were our losses. So I could live with that, honestly. I felt like I still felt great about those. And then our hits where we cashed easily there on the Phoenix Suns spread there versus the Knicks. And we also cashed on the under for CJ McCollum. We had a little bit of CJ McBrick going on there against the Warriors. We love it. So 2-2, guys. We're 12-6 in our last 5 episodes still. We're still on a heater right now, so let's keep it going. Let's get after it today. Let's get this 5-0. So getting right into our picks. At number 1, we are going with Reggie Jackson over 17.5 points here for the Clippers at minus 116 odds. So on the season, Jackson is 12-9 to this line on the year, 9-6 at home, but he's 9-2 in his last 11 games at home to this line. So we love seeing that. Obviously, he's been hot late, and that's the type of trend I want to hop on. And he's drawing the best matchup you could hope for here. Kings allow the most points in the NBA to point guards at 24.7 per game. They're also pretty bad against shooting guards, too, if you look at that. So they're just, perimeter defense-wise, they're not very good, which we like that. As an FYI, also, guys, Jackson is also 15-6 overall to his over 2.5 threes line as well. The reason I didn't play that is because I didn't want to lay the juice. The juice was minus 146 on that one. There's certain plays I will. I'm actually going to have one a little bit later where there's going to be a little bit more juice. But, yeah, I didn't want to lay the juice on that one in particular because I still think we can cash his points line. I still feel pretty good about that. The other thing here, with the Kings, we talk about how they're bad defensively. They're also on a back-to-back. And I actually, on our TikTok, if you guys follow us over on TikTok, I'll have a link in the description to that where you guys can check that out and on our homepage. I actually put out a bet on TikTok, a value bet. I put out a high value bet where you get high odds, like a plus 200 or above odds. That has a great chance to hit. I had Russell Westbrook 25 plus points last night. I didn't cash. He finished with 23, but, this is a lot of the reason I took this. And he still cashed his point line. I just didn't cash the value line that I was hoping to get, the high odds payout. But same type of scenario here. Reggie Jackson, I think, is going to have a great game here. I think he'll definitely cash his 3-point line, too, so you can also take that at over 2.5 for sure. Might actually even be a safer bet if you want to lay the juice, because if he scores, usually a lot of his production comes from the 3-point line. And the Kings just don't defend it well. So, I love it there for number 1 pick, guys. Reggie Jackson over 17.5 points here for the Clippers at minus 116 odds. Okay, and at number 2, we are going with Nikola Jokic over 44.5 PRAs here for the Denver Nuggets at minus 115 odds. So Jokic is 10-5 on the year to this line. He's 4-3 on the road, so those are solid trends there. And he's drawing a great matchup here with the Magic. Magic allow the 10th most points, 4th most rebounds, 2nd most assists to centers. So we get the trifecta that I always like to see. As far as the matchup, we have bet against the Magic in this way before with Giannis, and we were very satisfied, obviously, there. And we talk about this game potentially being a blowout for the Nuggets. So that'd be the only concern. So I did some research as far as, can Jokic still cash when it's a blowout? Yes. He's 2-1 on the year to this line when the Nuggets win by 19 plus. And obviously, not anticipating the Nuggets getting blown out by the Magic, that's for sure. I'm a little worried that the Nuggets might blow the Magic out by 50. So, even if that were to happen, Jokic is still going to have a great chance to cash. He's very involved, obviously. He's the most important piece here on the Nuggets. The last 8 games as well here for Jokic, he's 7-1 with a hook. So, his last 8, he's just about cashed. The only one he didn't, he finished with 44 PRAs. So, love seeing that. That's a very good trend. Almost a perfect trend in the last 8. So, we'd love to see that. And you can't deny the matchup. I think the only thing that would scare you here was the blowout. But like I said, he could still cash even if it is a blowout. So, love it there for our number 2 pick, guys. Nikola Jokic over 44.5 PRAs here for the Denver Nuggets at minus 115 odds. Okay, and at number 3, we are going with the Cleveland Cavaliers plus 7.5 spread here versus the Miami Heat at minus 110 odds. So coming into this game, guys, the Cavs are the best team in the NBA against the spread on the road. It's been something that's been well talked about in our Discord channel. They're 7-2-1 against the spread on the road. Overall, they're 14-5-2 against the spread. The Cavs have been one of the early season surprises here. A lot of surprising wins. They've hung with a lot of teams, a lot of good teams. They've already played the Suns, the Warriors, the Nets. They've played a lot of tough teams, too. You look at their schedule and you're like, holy cow. This team is really, exceeding expectations here on the season. Playing a Heat team that's facing some injury concerns here tonight with Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. Now, granted, they may end up playing, and that's fine. I'm still not really worried about it either way, but if they don't play, we're gaining extra equity, obviously, on that. We'd rather have Jimmy Butler not play or Bam Adebayo. They're obviously very good players. But either way, I'm not honestly that concerned. I think the Cavs are going to have a solid night here the way and at least keep this game close. The Heat are 6-2 against the spread at home as well, 13-8 overall, so they are a very good spread team as well. Not quite as good as the Cavs go, though. And the Cavs are actually a little bit healthier than some of their games. Some of their losses against the spread, they were missing a lot of players, and they have a lot of those players back. Jared Allen's healthy. Kevin Love is back also as well. He's coming off the bench here for the Cavs, and he's honestly giving them good minutes off the bench. So that's just an added piece. Now, obviously, the Cavs don't have Colin Sexton here. He's done for the season, which is very sad for them. You wonder how good this Cavs team could have really been if he was healthy, because even just with the pieces they got, they've just been very good. They're fun to watch because they're the underdog. You just don't expect the Cavs to be good this year, and they're having a great season. Cavs really haven't had any embarrassing losses this year. So, the biggest loss was at 15. Was by 15 at home to the Warriors, and a lot of that game they were right there. They kind of lost it late. They were very much in that game. I remember watching that game. They were in that pretty much the whole game. Ended up looking worse than it actually was. For the most part, Cavs are in just about every game. I don't see many games. I haven't seen really hardly any games where they've really gotten blown out. So, you talk about a Cavs team here also at 6th in defensive efficiency on the season. They're actually 12th in offensive efficiency in the last 3 games. Kevin Love here coming back into the lineup has helped them also offensively. So, that was surprising for me to see. They're not on the season, offensively they have not been. That's not the strength of the team. The strength of the team is on the defensive side. But I love it here, guys. I think the Heat, are a great team. They're going to be right there. But, some injury concerns here. Yeah, I've also seen the Heat lay a couple eggs here at home, particularly I'm thinking of that Celtics game where the Celtics came in and blew them out, when the Heat were all healthy too. So I love it here, guys. For our number 3 pick, Cleveland Cavaliers plus 7.5 spread here versus the Heat at minus 110 odds. Okay, and at number 4, we are rolling with Devontae Graham over 3.5 assists here for the Pelicans at minus 140 odds. So yes, this is where I told you earlier that we're laying a little bit of juice here. Typically I won't do this, but this is just too good to pass up. I think this is going to be an easy cash. Graham is 13-7 on the year to this line. He's 6-2 at home to this line. And he's, drawing one of the best matchups you could hope for here with the Dallas Mavericks. Mavericks allow the 5th most assists to point guards, and these teams already played each other. Devontae Graham had a season-high 10 assists versus the Mavericks in his first matchup. So I love those trends. And the Mavs have allowed this in 9 out of 10 games to starting point guards in the last 10 to catch this line. So love seeing that. That's just a very efficient hit rate. I think this is just going to be an easy cash. There's really no reason not to take it. You could also look at another bet I was highly considering was Jonas Valanciunas over 18.5 points as well, just so you guys know for this game. Great matchup in that sense as well. Mavericks allow the most points to center. So you could also look at that. Valanciunas coming off a 39-point performance there versus the Clippers where he hit 7 threes in the first half. I don't know if you guys saw that. It was absolutely wild. That's what got me thinking about Jonas. But I ended up going with this because this thing was just more of the sure thing. This thing, I know we're paying a little bit of juice, but I think it's still great value. When you're talking about 3.5 assists, that's just, very easy for him to cash this. So love it there for our number 4 pick, Devontae Graham over 3.5 assists at -140 odds. Okay, and finally at number 5, we are rolling with the under 215.5 points here in the Timberwolves-Wizards game at -110 odds. So coming into this game, the Minnesota Timberwolves are 4th in defensive efficiency. Washington is 14th in defensive efficiency. So we love seeing that. Two teams that can play a little bit of defense here. And I was looking at pace. I wanted to at least see one team that's in the back half as far as pace. Minnesota is actually 4th in pace, which I don't love that. But Washington is 22nd in pace. So I want a team that could slow things down here a little bit so we don't get quite as many points. I don't really want to see that. Washington, these two teams offensively don't rank that high. They're in the back half of the NBA as far as offensive efficiency. They're 17th for Washington offensive efficiency. Minnesota 21st in offensive efficiency. So I like seeing that as well. And, these teams to the under on the season are 26-16 combined to the under. So we love that. 13-8 apiece. That's obviously very efficient there as far as both those. Two of the better ones there versus the under. So, I'm just anticipating this game being relatively low scoring. I think 215.5 is just a little bit too high. I think, I'm seeing this more in the, 207, 208 range of where it should be. And we got it up here at 215.5. So I love it, guys, as far as that goes. I think, surprising, actually, to see, these teams playing great defense. Because coming into the season, just like, that you'd think that'd be their weak point. But they've actually been very good on the defensive side. So love it there for our number 5 pick. Under 215.5 points in the Timberwolves-Wizards game at -110 odds. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for our picks. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We're on the road to 1,000 this week, guys. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We've had a really fun ride here at the channel. I appreciate all of your support. You guys have been awesome. Be sure to also follow us on social media as well. I'll have all the links in the description and on our homepage. You can check us out on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter as well. All those links are on our homepage. Quick links there at the top on our little cover photo thing and in the About tab as well. You could find that and in the description. So many places you could find that. And we put a few bonus plays out from time to time, particularly with value plays. So on those, they're not official picks. They're value plays that I think have a great shot to hit that I'm still going to play. That are usually plus 200 odds or higher that I think are just great value looks. So be sure to check that out. Other than that, guys, that's going to do it for me. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and we will catch you back here for the next episode. Peace out.